A couple weeks ago, we made a speculation video of houses that were based on the spec map version 3. Version 3, we have 3 already announced, and it hasn't even been July yet. So we're just going to go over some of the thoughts on the first 3 houses announced for Horror Nights 2025. Starting in order, we're going to go for Fallout. In my speculation video, I thought we didn't know whether it was going to be the TV show or the video game that it was going to be based off. They actually announced that it's going to be based on the TV show. So I'm actually really excited because that show was very good. We have season 2 coming out in the near future. I don't know exactly when. I could have looked that up for this video, but I'm making this video out of rush because of a current tweet that Universal Horror Nights put out. And we'll talk about that tweet later, but this house has something that could be really reminiscent of that of Descendants of Destruction back in, I believe it was 2022, but that house had very, I feel, slept on sets, very, because the characters inside of it were very just Mad Maxy, not really that memorable, but it was still a decent. Following the Fallout house, there was an announcement of Jason Universe. This house is probably gonna most resemble that of the Halloween house that we had a few years back, and also probably reuse a lot of the set pieces from Yeti Campground Kills. A lot of big guys going to be in this house. A lot of tall Jasons probably going to be. Hopefully it's not like Vecna from years past where Vecna was 5'7". But, I mean, this house probably going to be a really good slasher house. Going to have a lot of cool jump scares. Again, it's Jason. He's not really, besides being undead, not really the biggest like jump scare guy. He's more violent. I think this house will have a lot of good like behind the tree scares. Again, a lot of like Yeti Campground Kills and how that house did. You'll probably have a lot of memorable kills from the movies. I think they did miss the mark where they could have said that this was the 13th story in Jason Voorhees' Friday the 13th, because there are only 12 movies. They could have said, hey, this is going to be the 13th installment to the series. Really make it cool and unique to the Horror Nights genre as a whole, and like what it can be as an art piece. Speaking of art, the next house is El Ortiz Spanish Haunting. This house was the 3rd announced, and I think it will be a lot reminiscent of House on Haunted Hill, based on the Netflix show. I think this is going to be really spooky, beautiful house. It's made by the same guy who made Blood Moon, Dark Offerings, and what's the Fisherman one? The house with the violin. I'm gonna have it in the video, so it's gonna be more visual this time. But I believe this house is probably gonna be the prettiest, the most beautiful, jaw-dropping sets. They might, I know you're going to have to walk into a beautiful Spanish manor. It's probably going to also resemble that of museum deadly exhibits. A lot of things coming to life, probably some like jump scares where the portraits are actually people, and forced perspective, just like a lot of drop down loud noises, like how they have like the solid photo drop down very loudly and it sounds like a gunshot at your head. That happened to me in Slaughter Cinema. I lost hearing for half the night after that. But I think this house will be pretty cool. It takes place during the 19th century, and I believe that this house will have a lot of cool ghost effects. A lot of they released some of the concept art. I'll probably show that here. I don't know yet, but I believe this house has the potential to be a very good top 3 house of the year. I don't know. I thought that the artist was going to be an icon. Turns out he's just an original character. He's not going to be hosting the event. So that may leave room for somebody else to be the icon this year. Maybe a little Pumpkin Lord to make a return. Or maybe somebody that we already know. But that should be interesting. And now to discuss some news. So Horror Nights just posted on Twitter or X that who's ready for a spooky week, or who wants a spooky week. Now, does this mean that we'll have what we had last year, where we were just getting every original house under the sun within 2 weeks? I think this could be the release the Kraken of Horror Nights houses for the year. And I'm really interested to see what we do. Maybe we get the Terrifier announcement earlier, or maybe they're still waiting on the rights. Maybe we get the, what is it? What's the other, not Terrifier, I just said that. But maybe the Chains and the Demon Chains cowboy house from previous years, Hatchet and Chains. But maybe we get a few returns from Slaughter Cinema. I think this year, with the first 3 houses so far, I'm going to put, again, Fallout at being a 6.8. I'm really excited. Can't wait to see what it does. I think Jason, that's probably going to be a solid 7.9 for me. And I think El Artiste is going to be probably the one that I am currently most excited for. I think that's going to be a 9.3 with how excited I am for it. But I believe this week, the week of it would be 23rd of June, will be a very exciting week for Horror Nights news. Well, with that, this has been Team Retheme. And I hope you have a spooky week waiting for Horror Nights news. Goodbye.